Today on Which is Greater, we have the Eric Lang Summer Spectacular episode, featuring his latest big box epic, Rising Sun, and what's probably his most popular game, Blood Rage.
We're going to have to interrupt you there, Matt.
Oh?
I'm afraid the correct pronunciation is...
Blood Rage.
Right.
I'm
That's
so
quite...
full of...
Rage.
Yeah, so I see.
I will destroy...
Destroy you.
Okay,
Shall we make a start? Blood Rage is about spilling blood and raging during the dying days of Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. But first and foremost, it's a game about careful, thoughtful play, about picking your battles and managing your rage, like a professional Viking.
Much of the game is in carefully selecting cards from the hand you'll be passing around the table in the draft at the start of each round.
These cards are a mixture of upgrade, objective, combat and monster cards. They'll have a big influence on what you do this turn and for the rest of the game. That's just step one. After the draft, you finally get to play with all those miniatures and that big, pretty board. You can do as many actions as you like, but each one comes with a cost. You can
Add new units to the board, move units into neighbouring regions, pillage regions for bonuses, upgrade your tribe.
And what do you spend to do these actions?
Rage.
Vikings move with rage. Vikings pillage with rage. Vikings upgrade themselves with rage.
Oh, that's me all out of rage. That time.
Rising Sun is a more civilized game. For a more civilized gamer. Well, mostly. Rising Sun is a war for control of all Japan, for glory, for honour. Oh god, watch out for the monsters. This is a slightly strange, mystical Japan, where the gods offer assistance to their favoured cheerleaders, where giant turtles carry fortresses on their shell, and where all of your real-world money gets converted into plastic. But what lovely plastic it is.
Each player gets to lead a unique clan with Bushi, Shinto, and a noble daimyo.
But just like in Blood Rage, your first decisions aren't out on the map, but in choosing from these mandate tiles. On your turn, you'll get to pick one of these, like Recruit. Everyone then gets to do the basic effect of that action. In this case, placing one unit out at each of their strongholds. But because you chose it, you get a bonus, one extra unit.
Muster lets you move troops into connected territories. Harvest earns you coins, points, and Ronin allies according to the areas you control. Training improves your forces and your options. Each player gets to purchase one special power card, which is also how you get those monsters on the map. Finally, Betrayal lets you swap two models on the board for your own.
But who would you be betraying? Your ally, of course.
Rising Sun is not just a game of enemies, but also of alliances. Each round begins with the tea ceremony, where players will awkwardly partner up. And this is hugely important because allies both get bonus benefit of the mandates either of them choose. Except Betrayal, where your friend gets betrayed, and you lose all your honour.
Wait, honour?
Does exactly what you'd expect. It breaks ties.
Ties? What ties?
For everything. For combat, for area control, for the temple areas.
These are places you can put your priests for special powers, which trigger 3 times a round, but only if you have the most priests on the tile.
Now, why don't I talk you through all the card sets? Because there are lots of card sets for extra replayability.
Oh, thank God. I dreamed Matt was teaching me Rising Sun and the explanation never ended. Thank goodness I've still got you, Blood Rage. You basically know all you really need to know about Blood Rage. You win by having the most victory points.
Either from scoring objective cards or from winning battles.
Has Matt even explained how you score points yet?
And this card will score you 2 points when you would have killed 2 of your opponent's figures.
Oh, never mind. Let's talk about pillaging and the player board traps, because that is the focus of the Blood Rage map.
Pillaging this region rewards you by increasing the blue track shown on your player board, which affects how many victory points you get from winning battles. The red track tells you how much rage you'll have each round, and grey is a limit on the number of models you can have on the board at any one time.
But there's a risk to pillaging. It doesn't happen automatically. All your neighbours get a chance to pile into your region for free, and then a big punch-up ensues. The winner gets the plunder.
Most regions have limited space, so you might not have to worry too much, but the central Yggdrasil can fit any number of warriors in it, leading to hilariously massive fights.
These battles are often the climax of each round, thrilling moments that really put the blood into blood rage. But there's a lot of timing and tactics and nuance to what you choose to do and when, both in the card selection and on the map. And that is why it's a great game.
Ah yes, blood rage combat. Victory depends on how many men or women you can smush into your region, plus the value of a combat card you'll each play.
Yes, it's quick, easy, and depends on the cards you drafted that round.
Robert, why won't you die?
Well, combat in Rising Sun, of course, is determined by the noble art of the samurai. I win.
So that all comes to me now, right?
No. Oh, fine.
Money is important, but it's how you use it that really counts.
At the end of each round, battles will be fought in the regions shown here, between everyone in that region.
Combat involves effectively bidding on 4 separate actions. If you put the most money on it, you get to decide whether or not to do that action.
Seppuku. Kill all your own units for victory points and honour.
Boy, that's a bit of a loaded action.
Take hostage. Steal one of your opponent's units and one of their victory points. Hire Ronin. Add your stack of Ronin chips to your side of the battle.
That's Ronin, not Robin.
Hello.
Then resolve the battle. Whoever has the biggest force wins, earning the battlefield token and wiping their opponents out. Imperial poetry. Write a poem about the battle and score points equal to all the people that died.
There was a young Ronin from Kyoto who quite liked to wear a kimono. He got caught in the door, and the fabric it tore, and now he looks more like a sumo.
Well, I feel like I just died, so 1 point. This combat system is complicated, but so tense. I mean, Blood Rage has that card reveal, but here you've got so much more to second guess, that you can still predict more or less what your opponent's trying to do. To make things even more interesting, the winner has to give all of their money to the loser, possibly completely swinging later battles that round. It's so deep and crunchy and interesting, just like the rest of this sprawling game. It's a great game. Right, this has been a long episode already, so we should settle this quickly. I've been around and measured the heights of all the monsters in Rising Sun and Blood Rage, and can confirm that the monsters in Rising Sun are a total of 14 inches higher, which makes Rising Sun 14 inches better.
Hold on a minute.
No, Robin, it's important that we bring this discussion to a swift conclusion.
But everybody knows it's not the size of the monsters that counts. How you use them.
How are you using them?
Well, Blood Rage's creatures have always felt valuable, but there seems some inconsistencies in Rising Sun's creatures. Take the glorious River Dragon. It counts as 5 models when controlling areas, which is awesome, but in battle a single soldier can take it hostage? What? On the other hand, this guy is a terrifying points hoarder if it gets to move through regions that are dense with enemies.
Yeah, the River Dragon doesn't quite live up to its promise, but just its presence in an area alone is a big psychological hit on the enemy.
Sure, but I feel it's emblematic of one of the deeper problems of Rising Sun. Whether intentionally or not, the game seems to do its best to hide what it wants from you. I mean, it gives you all these massive, awesome-looking monsters, but then allows them to be captured by a single guy and a well-placed coin.
It looks like a game of war when it's really a game about economy, simply having enough money to do what you want. In addition, it wants to be a negotiation game, but it never gives you enough room for negotiation.
That was a big disappointment for me too. I mean, the rulebook goes to great lengths to try and explain where you might want to negotiate. Like, here's how you select mandates, and guys, you could bribe the other players to choose the mandates you want. Why don't you try bribing them, guys? It's like, all kind of reeks of desperation a little bit.
Yeah, And it almost never really happens either. I mean, you can argue that you get out what you put into negotiations, but quite frankly, there's never a time that a little coin is going to change my mind about what I want to do.
Then there's the tea ceremony, which is the focus of the diplomatic elements of the game.
Have you ever felt that there was any strategic decision making in your ally selection? Or were you just more desperate to ensure you had an ally, any ally?
Wish I could say yes.
The turn structure of Rising Sun, 7 mandates each round, and the rewards for being an ally mean it can be really beneficial to be in an alliance compared to out.
But that's a slightly surface level look at it. I mean, if you're on your own, then you can betray as much as you like, and alliances can certainly be toxic. I mean, if your ally sat on your right and chooses to train, then you're going to be the last one who gets a pick of the cards. Likewise, if they're sat on your left and choose to move, then you have to go first, and that's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, there seem to be a certain amount of subtleties to Rising Sun systems. But is that as much to do with misdirection, or at least a lack of guidance within the design?
Yeah, I can see what you're getting at.
Consider
Blood Rage.
in Blood Rage, everything you do is positive.
Each card you draft adds something, whether it's an upgrade, a combat boost, or an objective. And most importantly, it's clear how that thing helps you win the game.
Whereas in Rising Sun, that's not always true. Like the River Dragon, like making the most of an alliance, or even how certain setups favour certain elements of the game, or even factions more than others. And while players can work together against those elements, there are just so many elements in the game that it's often hard to see.
Yeah, but isn't that something of a good thing? I mean, it rewards player experience.
But here's the thing. Rising Sun does it with breadth, the sheer number of things, right? Whereas Blood Rage is able to give just as rewarding an experience with a much simpler system.
Rising Sun feels like you're figuring out the best combos from a particular setup while trying to convince other players that, no, really, it's the other guy who's winning, not you.
Which is fine, but compared to Blood Rage, where winning is about playing a very accessible game to the best of your ability, it's just not that impressive.
Yeah, I wish I could throw some more meaningful criticism at Blood Rage, but it's an annoyingly tight design.
And that focus is why Blood Rage is ultimately better than Rising Sun.
Indeed.
Victory!
You have to do that every time.
Yes.
Yes, another golden grater for me.
Oh, God, it's not a competition, Robin.
What?
No.
Well, my shelf is creaking with the weight of golden graters.
Yes.
So the end of the series, that's... Wait a minute. End of the series?
That's it, I'm afraid. Another 6 episodes gone. It goes so fast.
It does. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes. So it's been a real crawl for you guys. I
Yeah,
apologise
sorry
for
about
that. We will be back though.
For season 3, at some point in the near future. Sooner done. In the meantime, please let us know your ideas for season 3 videos in the comments below.
What game should we compare?